Welcome everyone, Madman bringing another RSL video. So today we're on my free to play and we're going to tackle Shogun's Grove. Now, as of yesterday, which was Saturday in the morning, I had never touched Shogun's Grove. Level 1 not complete. Well, so I grind and I used Reliquary Tender, I want to say Mithrala here, Royal Guard, Newt, Cold Heart, um, Paragon, Emic, who else? Gnarlhorn. Kind of rotated around those depending on what affinity it was. So let's go over here. I don't know. I don't think it would show it, even if I tried. Let's see, 16. No. All right. So I got all the way to 16. Of course, this is all manual. Got to 16, and then I hit 17, and it was like smack against the wall. Then I spent pretty much a good portion of the rest of the weekend looking at HH's thing for people's comps or whatnot. I grabbed Saf's turn meter tick rate spreadsheet, played around with it. I thought I kind of had things down, but nope, just, man, everything I did wasn't working. I can't even think of what the little program is, but there's another one, not Boozer, Bronco maybe, or something, that you can put stuff in, but it's just nothing bad about him, but to me, it was not user-friendly. I struggled. So I was like, all right, after looking at AG's web page, it was pretty close, but not so close with Mithrala. They had a Pythion, so I'm like, well, let me throw my Mithrala in because my Pythion's not near good enough, and go from there. So we're going to take this comp. We're going to show you 17. Now this is a manual run. You will need Gnarlhorn and Paragon. So here the boss is faster. He hits. You just A1 with Reliquary Tender. Mithrala, cleanse or poison. We're not using the hex at all because I found, especially in the lower stages, it's more difficult to get through for whatever reason. Maybe they're just touched too fast, and so you want to get as many poisons on as you can for every little bit. Now, this first go around, I'm just going to A1 with Gnarlhorn. With Paragon, I'm going to put the Unkillable on him, and then we're going to get smacked. Now we cleanse with Reliquary Tender. And that's going to jump up to 8 because she removed 8 debuffs. So you got to remember that. And I'll show you the caveats later when we get into the builds here. Anyway, just A1, A1 there. Since he's still got 2 counts here on the Unkillable, I'm going to go A1 again. Then A1 with Reliquary Tender. Again, A1 with Mithrala. Hopefully land that. Paragon, we're just going to A1. There's going to be a whole lot of A1s in this. Okay, then we A1 here. And again, with Reliquary Tender, add some more poisons with Mithrala's A1, we get hit. All right, now he's down to 1. I'm going to use his Unkillable on him. Okay, then A1 with Reliquary Tender, A1 with Cold Heart. You want to use your A1. I'll show you a caveat on not doing that. Now see, his Unkillable is available, but since he's got 2 turns, I'm just going to A1 right now. And that'll be, sadly, the key part here, and this is why you have to manual this so far, but it's about climbing. All right, he put all these debuffs on, so we're going to cleanse. That should go up to 9. It went up to 8, so I'm not sure which one didn't count. Okay, now that our Heartseek is available, we will do that. Again, A1 with Gnarlhorn. Always A1 with Mithrala unless the cleanse comes up. Okay, now he's down to 1 turn Unkillable. So now I'm going to use Paragon's Unkillable and place it on Gnarlhorn. Then A1 again with Reliquary Tender. A1 with Cold Heart, A1 with Mithrala. When we get hit, we just A1 again with Gnarlhorn. We're never using his A2. A1 there. Again, A1, get some more poisons up. Okay, he hit us there. So now we're going to A1 with Cold Heart. A1 again with Paragon. A1 again there. Now he's on a 1-turn unkillable and his unkillable is Vital, so we're going to use it on Gnarlhorn. You got to pay attention to this or you're going to start wasting energy because you'll screw up your run. Boom, some more poisons. Wham. All right. Now, this is what I want to show you. She's got Enfeeble. She's got this. You do not want to use her for hitting A1 here. This is the only time you want to use the A2 because that counter is going to shoot up. It went up to 13, so it went up 8, but then she's 3-star blessed, so it dropped down 3. Now it's going to go up to 18 because Reliquary Tender is going to clear these blessings. Mithrala has a 1-star, so it's only dropped to 17. He's got 2 turns unkillable again, so we'll hit. That'll drop to 15 because he's got 2-star blessing. So we're under that, but we want to get under 10 here real quick. So now we can go with the Heart Seeker. Hit the Heart Seeker, should drop 10. She got a 5-star blessing, go down to 5, so we get that counter back under control. Remember, she's got that Enfeeble or whatever on her. Don't use the A1 or A3. Use the A2. Okay. 1 turn unkillable, so we're going to use Paragon's unkillable on Gnarlhorn. The A3 is ineffective if she's got Enfeeble and whatever. You're going to like, dink. You won't get max HP, and with this 4-hitter here, you'll jump that thing up to like 20 if she's got those debuffs on. That's why you don't want to use anything but the A2. You're trying to minimize that. And we're back to again, A1 here, A1 with him, more poisons, another A1, boom. Now, he's going to go, and that's going to go, and there's not a damn thing we can do about it here. What's the skill? I don't know what this is. Attacks 3 times. You definitely want to do that. So, boom. See, that jumped all the way up to 13. We're going to cleanse. That's going to jump us to 19. Bring it back down to 18. Going to use his unkillable because he's back down to 1 turn on himself. We get hit there. We're up to 23. At least this will bring it down to 20. Luckily, she's 5, so this will give us 15, 14. He's got 2 turns, so we're just going to use A1. That gets us down to 12. Now we use the Heart Seeker again. The only time you're not going to use the Heart Seeker when it's available is if she's got those other debuffs on her. Again, A1. Boom. All right, he's down to 1 turn. So again, Paragon's unkillable onto Gnarlhorn. We hit here with the 8. Drop that down to 5. Some more poisons. We're getting real close here. Boom. Now, luckily with Gnarlhorn, he can't weak hit. So it doesn't matter, like this debuff here, it will stay at 9. In fact, it actually dropped. Now we cleanse here. We're getting oh so close. This will help drop us 10 and we're back into the safe zone. 9, we're definitely in the safe zone there. Boom, we get hit. Another A1. Bring us back down to 7. 1 turn unkillable, so we're going to use his own unkillable on himself. Some more poisons. Heartseeker, is it available? Not yet. So A1s. More A1s. 2 turns unkillable, so we're going to just A1 with Paragon. A1 again with Gnarlhorn. Now we can do the Heartseeker. I don't know if it's quite going to be enough. Nope. Sadly not enough points. And now this time it falls on the line that Mithrala gets to cleanse, which is actually better because it cleanses. We don't have to worry about anybody else adding to the counter. And since my Reliquary Tender is the highest blessed champion, boom, she took him down. And there you go, stage 17 down. Now we're just going to go ahead. We're going to jump all the way to 24 because guess what? between 17 and 24. I won't say not a damn thing changed, but speeds-wise and process-wise, nothing changed. All right, boss hits us. A1 from Reliquary Tender. A1 from Mithrala, Heartseekers. A3, just A1 to start with. Gnarlhorn's there. Place Unkillable on the Gnarlhorn with Paragon. Reliquary Tender is going to cleanse. Again, A1, A1, and now it's just about keeping the counter down. Still 2 turns, so we're in A1 again with Gnarlhorn. This is a rinse and repeat for stages 17 all the way through 24. Thus far, I have not completed stage 25, but lots of poisons on there. That's good. Now he's down to 1, so we'll use his Unkillable on himself. Again, just A1, 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 because of 2 turns there. She's going to have her cleanse, so the higher levels, it actually lines up better between Mithrala and Reliquary Tender, and I'll do the cleanse. Heartseeker's available. You know, the protected debuff, there's nothing you can do about it. With the other debuffs, don't use the A3 or the A1 if they're on there, but they're not, so we use the Heartseeker to do some damage. More A1s. A1 again from Gnarlhorn. A1 from Mithrala. He's down to 1 turn, so don't just, oh, this is where you got to make sure you're not click happy. Now we go A2 and put it on Gnarlhorn, so he's back up to 2 turns unkillable. Because trust me, when it looks like, oh, I might have enough turn meter, no, he is moving way faster than Gnarlhorn. So boom, there, A1 there, A1. We're just going to continue the cycle of A1, 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 A1. A lot of A1s. A1. All right, Mithrala, our cleanse is available. Boom, we cleanse. A1 with Cold Heart. A1 with Reliquary Tender. He's down to 1, so we're going to use his Unkillable. Boom, A1 again. Not use his just yet. A1. Now we can use her A3 Heartseeker. Boom, some damage there. A1. A1. Wham by the boss. A1 with Gnarlhorn. Again, A1 with Cold Heart. A1 with Reliquary Tender. Now, since he's down to 1 turn, again we use Unkillable onto Gnarlhorn. Boom. Mithrala cleanse, so the speeds lined up a lot better on 24 than it did 17. I don't know how far down these speeds would actually apply. At some point, it's not going to work that well, but just keep going here with all these bloody A1s. Hopefully you land more poisons, but it is what it is. A1, I'm not really paying attention to his counters up here. The only thing I'm paying attention to is his count, and then what debuffs he might have placed on us. See, there's not a thing I can do with it protected, but since again Unkillable's down to 1, we'll use his A2 on there. The Heartseeker's available. No unprotected debuffs on us. Boom, big hit. Another A1. Since that's still 2 turns, we just A1 with Paragon. Now Mithrala gets to cleanse. So this is working out better when Mithrala gets to cleanse in this particular case versus Reliquary Tender, like I said, because of the blessings. And I'll show all this here in a minute because we're getting close to the end here. Close somewhat. All right. Not talk too much. Unkillable, so we've got to notice that and put the Unkillable on Gnarlhorn again so that we remain unkillable with him. Boom. Lovely A1s. More A1s. More A1s. More A1s. More A1s. More A1s. Smack. Okay, now it's changed. Now, see, enfeeble and decrease defense. I don't want a Heartseeker. It won't do nothing. I don't want an A1 because that's going to hit 4 times. So that's going to just jump that way up. So this should jump it to 8, I think, and then drop it back to 5. And then we cleanse, that'll drop up at another 8 to 13. This we're just going to place unkillable here. He'll hit us. I want to say as long as we stay below 20 there, and then we want to try and get it back down to 10, I think. We can do the Heartseeker now. So we're getting so close there. Back to the A1 scenario there. Unfortunately, it's not like perfectly tuned, but it seems to be working. And you'll, for the most part, you'll be surprised with the builds here. But A1, one turn on Gnarlhorn's unkillable, so let's beef it up with Paragon there. Back to the A1s. Again, we're back around to this, so we're going to use the A2 to minimize the damage there. Cleanse. As you can see, we were cleansing with Moron, now we're cleansing with Reliquary Tinder, so it doesn't stay in tune super long, but it's still achievable within the time frame. I think if we had really long drawn out, we'd probably in trouble here. I think one more Heartseeker. Okay, let's go unkillable here again, because boom, he took a turn on us. A1, and this should do the trick, and boom, stage 24 done. Notice I went from stage 17 to 24. I'm not going to show you 18, 19, 20, 23. What I will tell you is on 23, I ran into a problem. 24, I ran into a problem, but not what you think. So I'm going to go show you in the Bastion with the issue that I ran into. So, recently used here. Let's first go with Gnarlhorn here. So, we're trying to up his crit damage. In fact, with this piece, I can up it even more if I want to. Now, his stats, the speed hasn't changed. 183 is the same. The 294 was the same. Now, on stage 23, he was down to 2,500 defense and 44.5k HP, and he got nuked. And of course, when he got nuked, little Paragon went down too, and run was over right off the bat. So you want to up his stats. I'd like to up it some more, but we're not to 25, so we will get there. But those are his stats, just trying to get as much crit damage, but the 183 speed remained the same. Now, I don't know if this will work on stage 16, 15, I don't know how far down. As far as his skills go, he's fully booked here, but literally, it's helpful to have this one booked. You don't need any other books. I haven't chosen his blessing yet. It doesn't matter. I don't know that there's really any good blessing for him. And then masteries, he has none. Now, if you're struggling to get that HP and defense, just go do a couple of runs so you can grab, hey, 75 defense there, 810 HP there. Yay, raw, you may even want to grab this so you don't get hurt too bad there. And, that will help out quite a bit. And you only got to do like 3 runs, 4 runs. So that was Gnarlhorn. That was 23. Actually, Paragon survived on 23. It's 24 where Paragon got obliviated. So, where was he at? As you can see, he's only 5-star. He's not even fully ascended on level 5 anyway. And just some crap random gear here. But his stats when he got nuked was 28.5k HP and 1,850 defense. There-ish, I'm not going to get to the tenths or all the way down to single digit there. But he remained 175 the entire time and nothing else changed there. And then you can see we bumped him up to 37.5k HP and 2.2 defense there while maintaining that 175 speed. So, I'd like to get a little more there because I think we might have an issue on 25. I am not sure. In the meantime, Cold Heart. Now I had to unfortunately rebuild my Cold Heart, so hopefully I got to remember my Iron Twins to swap them out because I just swapped her gear over. But she's the one that had the highest blessing, so, and you need that. You see, I'm not all the way leveled up here or here. It doesn't matter too much, but her stats have remained the same as well. She's 247 speed, um, 39 KHP, only 1900 defense. So I don't know if you can get 2000 defense and 35, definitely 40 KHP, you should be safe there. And I pumped her crit damage up pretty high. I'd like it to get up some more, but I don't know if this is the one. No, I'd have to redo that. Um, I could pump her HP, up, but why waste all of that? Anyway, as far as her skills go, she is fully booked, and we went with Hero Soul. We've had that for a long time because she's awesome in Spider, and there's a lot of enemies in Spider, and 0.5% with 10 spiders and 1 queen. Well, that's 5.5% extra damage at level 1, and then you're up to 11% at level 3. Anyway, masteries. I just went kind of like almost arena build, but get as much crit damage as possible because that's where she's going to be there. I did give her some accuracy. I did give her some more steel in case you put, some of those extra sets on there. But we're just trying to get as high as possible. We don't even have crit damage sets or what anything, and we still got up to 280. So ideally, I'd like to have her 1 or 2 crit damage right below Gnarlhorn, but it is what it is. Now, Reliquary Tender. She was at first a little slow, but then I don't know. So I don't even have everything on her. This is, she's missing some gear. They're not fully leveled up or whatnot. But 259 seemed to be the magical number. I guess it's going to be a combination between her and Mithrala, but somewhere in there, she's got almost 59,000 HP and 2,400 in defense there. So there we go as far as that goes. Skills, she's fully booked. You definitely want the A2 booked. I got Survival Instinct on, but she doesn't put up a shield, so I don't know how much that. Oh, partially fills this champion turn meter whenever a debuff is placed or spread, so that could be helping. That might be a bad thing. That might screw me up when I set up the auto team here for 25. So I might have to change that. Anyway, masteries with her, just she does healing and stuff, so boom there. We gave her a little damage. We don't need to. You can move this over to defense. This is, oh my God, what, day 30 build or whatever, shortly after getting her. So again, just some HP, some defense, really, if you haven't already built her, but it's not a big deal because we're using her for the cleanse. You just need the enough speed. Now, when we get to 25 and we do the final build, I need to get her up to 284, but we won't be using Mithrala in that. Now, lastly, Mithrala, I use her in Arena, Hydra, and stuff, so I use her all over the place. I didn't touch the build that I had for her, so she's got some accuracy, speed, perception on, and her stats, we're up at 71.5 KHP, almost 3.2 defense. We got her up there at 270 speed, and of course we got 550 accuracy. So I don't know how exact or close you need to be with this. I cannot remember what the Python they said had, but this seemed to have worked for now. Not fully booked. A1, if I'd have booked it, she probably would have landed the poisons a lot more often, but fully booked A2, but we're not using her hex. It doesn't help with the damage or anything, so why not just pumped out the poisons to get as much as you can. Fully booked A3. We chose Polymorph just because I use her in Arena. And then her masteries, trying to extend her skills, give her enough accuracy and some defensive stats there, because for the most part she's support. I'm not trying to build her for damage. Now here is another important caveat. So these will work here if you get those stats. She is 1-star blessing. Relic Quaternion is 5-star blessing. Cold Heart is 3, Gnarlhorn is 2, and Paragon is 2. So what is that? 4, 7, 12, 13. So you'd probably want at least 12 amongst them and at least 3 from Cold Heart. Now I'm going to try a secondary Cold Heart for 25 when I make the comp, and she only has a 1-star, so I could be in trouble and I might have to redo the Royal Guard. But I will show you the final builds and everything for 25, but that's how I got from 17 to 25, and I dare say you could probably get a little lower stages like 16, 15 or whatever. I kind of noticed that I couldn't just quite get the tune down for each level or whatever, but at least for Gnarlhorn, actually for Cold Heart, the fast Cold Heart, and Paragon, their speeds just, I didn't need to change them, right? Even at 247, every time I changed it, it didn't change the way the boss's turns were turning out. So it just seemed I needed to lower Relic Tender's speeds and or your other DPS, but in this case, instead of another DPS, I'm better off just bringing in another cleanser there, of course manually it. So 2 cleansers would be good, both on a 3-turn cooldown, and then just 1 DPS. It takes a little while, but there you go. It will be hours for me, but minutes merely for you, and we'll knock out stage 25 and all that. Now this is free regear champ stuff from Polarium, and thank God, because just building up the stuff, I went from I want to say I had somewhere between 25 and 35,000 or million coin down to 4. So ouch. Anyway, that's how I got there so far. We'll see you once we've tackled on 25. Well, I decided, you know what? Let's first grab some energy. Let's grab this energy here. Let's go back to the dungeons over here. Let's work our way back a little bit. So we proved we could do 17. Let's do 16 because this is going to get changed there on Reliquary Tender. So I'm wondering how far we could actually go using this same comp and these same speeds here. And well, we screwed that up because it started on auto. And let's see, not do that. So Reliquary Tender already did her cleanse. And now she's got a hit. Luckily, Mithril is next and can do a cleanse, so we're not too bad. We can recover from this. Alright. And back to our A1s out the wazoo. A1. A1. I will probably just fast forward this stuff because it's just repeating what you've already seen. So we will see how it goes. Okay, so it still works on stage 16. Let's drop back down to 15. Now, it going on auto there, I don't know if that helped or hurt the cause, or was pretty much neutral either way. Let's make sure we're not on auto this time. Nope, good. All right, if we get through this, great, and if we don't, you'll find out here shortly. Okay there. Well, we did 15. Let's back up to stage 14 and see if we can do that. I'm curious if we can go the distance. I'm not going to hold my breath, but that's 2 more stages I didn't think we'd be able to do. So we'll see you when it completes it or when it fails. Well, I screwed that up at the end. Not paying attention. She had the debuffs and we hit. So we can get through it. But again, I like to proof it. Proof's in the pudding. So we'll redo 14 here again. Painful for me. Just a few moments in time for you. Okay. 14 down. Backing up to 13. Impressive so far. So 13 done. Backing up to 12. Now I know it won't go the distance because we're going to get faster than a boss at some point. But so far so good. And most people can at least climb to 10 or 12. See you at the finish line. Stage 12 down. Moving on to 11. I'm going to burn through a lot more energy than I had planned on, but that's okay. For the sake of science, we're finding something out here. Let's see how this one goes. Stage 11 down. Backing up to 10. Will it work at 10? We'll find out in the end. Ten is down, and 9 is coming around. All right. 9 is down, and that is great, because we're backing up to stage 8. Eight is down. If we could complete 7, we might be in heaven. Okay, I quit with the stupid rhyming, but yeah, this is crazy. So I'm gonna take a break, but it will continue on for you instantly. Okay, stage 7 done. Now, two things I want to point out there. Mithrawa is now faster than the boss. And if your Cold Heart doesn't get the debuffs from the boss landed on her, then go ahead and use her nuke. Only use her A2 if the debuffs land on her. But let's back out to stage 6 and continue our quest to see if we can run the gauntlet with this comp. Okay, stage 6 done. Now, Reliquary Tender is faster than the boss as well, but the Gnarlhorn Paragon pattern is still holding true there, and the boss is pretty much not landing the unprotected debuffs on us. So let's go back to 5. Stage 5 down. Backing up to stage 4. Okay, stage 4 down. Now he did actually land a debuff one time on Cold Heart, and he went for Paragon one time instead of Gnarlhorn. But it's such a low stage, he just did like next to no damage, so no real threat there, just something to point out. Okay, stage 3 completed. Again, he went for Paragon there one time, but he didn't even pop like but 1/10 of Paragon's bar there, so what do we got left? Stage 2, I'm starting to forget what count here. See you at the end, though. All right, stage 2 down. He did go after Cold Heart this time, so I don't know if Paragon and Cold Heart, it's maybe just a little bit of their HP being actually lower than Gnarlhorn's. But we got to use some energy here. But still, he's hitting so lightly, it's pitiful. So let's see if we can get through the first stage. Stage 1 down. So now, there's only one left thing to prove. 25. We've managed to clear 21 through 24, all in the same build. Let's see if we can do 25. I think we can. The only problem might be HP here. But let's get the sequence down. So he attacks Gnarlhorn. She's going to A1. And I'm just going to talk my way through this, but it's going to take a little bit. So A1 with Mithrawa. Then we go A3 Heartseeker with Cold Heart. We're just going to do the A1 here on Gnarlhorn. And then with Paragon, we're going to set Unkillable on Gnarlhorn. The boss is going to hit us, and he's going to put up these debuffs. We're going to cleanse with Reliquary Tender. Again, just A1ing with Mithrawa. A1 with Cold Heart. Still 2 turns on his Unkillable, so we'll just do A1. A1 with Reliquary Tender, and then again with Mithrawa. A1 with Paragon. And boom, got hit there. A1s, A1s, A1s. We like to see those poison stacks up there. He hits us there. Now we're going to use Gnarlhorn's Unkillable and bump it back up to 2 turns. A1 again with Cold Heart. You're not going to use Cold Heart's A2 unless a certain scenario happens, which will happen down the line. The tune does fall hard. Now, we do have Unkillable here with Paragon, but we're not going to use it yet because we still have 2 turns on Gnarlhorn. Boom. Now, Mithrala's Cleanse comes in at an opportune time. And since we've cleansed, we can use the Cold Seeker's Heart of Glory or whatever it is. Then back to A1 with Reliquary Tinder. A1 with Gnarlhorn. Boss goes. A1 with Mithrala. Now we're down to 1 turn, so we will use Paragon's Unkillable and place it on Gnarlhorn again. Hopefully by now you're kind of seeing the pattern, but we're going to get out of sync. It's not perfect, and this is why you have to manual it. But this is going to get you all the way from stage 1 to stage 25 at least, and then we will build an auto comp that won't actually have Mithrala. Boom, we got hit there. Now, Cold Heart has the Enfeeble and Drop Defense. I know I've explained it before, but this is now the one time you're going to use her A2 because it's just a 1-hitter. Boom. It goes up by 8, but then she has a 3-star blessing, so it dropped back down to 10. We're going to cleanse, and that's going to jump up to 18. Jumped up to 18. He's down to 1 turn on his Unkillable, so you're going to use his Unkillable on himself. And then we're back to pretty much A1s, and then just the Paragon. Again, not going to use it because he's on 2. And it's just basically a pattern between Paragon and Gnarlhorn. Again, use the Heart Seeker from Cold Heart there when it is available, as long as she doesn't have those debuffs on. And we're slowly getting the counter back down. We're borderline there. Bring it down. Definitely don't want to go above 20, and I want to say we don't want to below 10 before this sequence here happens. But anyway, we're cooking with Christo. Okay, 1 turn Unkillable, so let's bump Gnarlhorn back up to 2 turns. He gets hit. Again, she's got Enfeeble in that, so now we're going to use the A2 again. This could potentially cost us here. He's going to drop that by 2, luckily. Cleanse is going to go up. We got down to 20. I think we're okay. Okay, we're still okay there, but we got to get that back down. So we're running some risk here. 20. Ooh, and boom. Okay, so we got blown up. This will work. This will work, but we're going to need actually more higher blessings. So we were able to at least run from 1 to 24 with this comp. We know it's toast, so might as well just end the misery here. Let's go back though. I'm going to show you. Things have not changed as far as their builds go. So, recently used Mithrala, just a 1-star blessing. Polymorph, it doesn't matter. In fact, Gnarlhorn's 2-star blessing. Same with Paragon, and I haven't actually chosen the blessing, so it doesn't matter. But again, Mithrala's build here. A little over 71,000 HP, a little over 3,100 defense, 270 speed. She does have accuracy, which helps land those poisons, which help a little bit. She just happens to be fully booked, but for this purpose, at least her strengthening shield with the remove debuff cleanse needs to be fully booked and on a 3 turn. Again, her masteries real quick, just some defensive stats. This to extend the poisons. And is this to extend the poisons? Chances. Okay, so this extends hopefully the strengthen. Okay, I think it's just strengthen. But anyway, accuracy here. This extends the poisons on this side. So that's Mithrala there. Moving over to Reliquary Tinder. Her masteries, not as important. You can choose this. You don't really need this. If you're just going to be using her here, she's not doing any damage. It helps a little bit, but not much. So you could take some defensive stuff as well. But I don't even know that you really need masteries on her at all. You know, maybe just get this, and this, and that's the extent you need there. She is fully booked, but again, you need this booked on the 3-turn cooldown. This is probably not helpful at all. Anyway, as you can see, she doesn't even have fully leveled up gear, and she doesn't even have all the gear there. But we got her to 58, almost 59,000 HP, 2,400 defense, 259 speed. Now that's going to change dramatically for the 25 comp, but same build to this point, and then it will change. Cold Heart. Still not fully built all the way up. I mean, this is level 8, this is level 12, this is level 12. The big thing here, 247 speed. This is not going to change other than try and beef up her HP and her defense. And this is at 39k. This is almost 2k. 270 crit damage, and of course you only need 70% crit rate there for her Heartseeker. Accuracy's fine, but you don't need it if you're going to just be using her here, because you're not reducing the turn meter on the boss here. Next, the most important key is Gnarlhorn. As you can see here, he's up to 48 and almost 3,000. So he's tanky because he's taking that hit. This is probably why in the earlier stages, Cold Heart or Paragon were getting targeted. But 183 speed, this is not going to change, period ever. 294, you want as much crit damage as possible. The rest of the stats you do not care about. His most important skill here is damage increases according to how much this champion has lost. That's not important. This attack cannot be strong, cannot be critical, and cannot be weak. That's what makes Gnarlhorn, because if you hit weak with that Enfeeble, that shoots that counter up and your comp falls apart quick. A2 doesn't need to be booked. You're not using it at all. A3, you're definitely going to want to be booked if you're climbing up the ranks using this method with him, but you won't be using this whatsoever once you get to stage 25. Doesn't matter if you choose a blessing or not. Absolutely no masteries on him. Moving over to Paragon. Paragon here, no masteries on him. He's not even a 6-star. He's not even fully ascended at 5. He's got 2 blessings. His skills, you do need to have his A2 fully booked, so it's on a 2-turn cooldown. Doesn't matter if you book the A3 at all, because he's going to do the A1 or A2. Again, haven't chosen blessings. Doesn't matter if you got books in here, just the 2 right there is all that is important. Again, I had to beef this up a little bit because he's only level 50 here, so he could survive some of the stage 24 stuff, but he's up to almost 37.5k HP, 2200 in defense, and 175 speed. The rest of the stats, again, do not matter. So, and this speed is going to remain the same. So once you build Cold Heart, Paragon, and Gnarlhorn, you're done. From 1 to 25, you will not change those builds unless you just need to beef up some of the stats there. Reliquary Tender, we got to bump up all the way up to 284 speed. Mithrala, we're going to drop out. And I will show you the comp once I get it all done, and we'll complete with stage 25 on auto. So, but yeah, to my surprise, you can take this. It's manual, it's painful, and I do recommend every 3 to 5 levels you just stop, go take a break, because it gets mind numbing. But if you can follow the sequence, know the signs of when to do what maneuvers, you'll be good to go. And you'll always have this video as a reference. So I will see you once the final builds are complete. So we are ready to tackle stage 25. You see, it's still not complete. We're going to go in here. I'm going to go show you the team setup real quick here. So scroll down right here. All rares. Gnarlhorn, again, still 183. No need for A2 or A3. So this is the faster Cold Heart, and the faster one you want to have the higher blessings on. Again, not going to use her A2 at all. Heartseeker and the A1, 247. Same speed. Reliquid Tender, we have now bumped up to 284. It's a little difficult to achieve that, but if you can do it, you're good. She's 5-star blessing. We'd prefer the damage dealer to have high blessing and or Gnarlhorn, but both damage dealers, but it is what it is with her. We're going to open with her A1, and then we're going to prioritize her A2, which is her heal, and we could turn this off or leave it. It's not like she's going to use it or whatever. All right, Paragon, again, still at 175. You're going to use his Unkillable as a priority there, and then just the A1 and turn the A3 off. The next fastest Cold Heart is 245. We got her up to 261, a little overkill on the crit rate. Again, we're turning off her Art of Pain, and we're doing her Heart Seeker. And that's it. Hopefully this is enough HP and defense. We might have to bump that up, but I'm running really low on silver. Thank God it's free gear change day. A few hours left, so we're going to just start on 20. Hopefully it's set on auto, and we're going to let it run. And boom, Gnarlhorn gets hit. Reliquary Tender just does the A1. Heartseeker, A1. Unkillable on Gnarlhorn. Boom, he gets hit. Reliquary Tender cleanses. Then we're back to A1. He hits Gnarlhorn again. And we want to watch the shade counter up here, or whatever counter it is up top there. We don't want to get too high. If it gets above 20, we're up a creek here. One thing I didn't look at the very beginning there. We'll see though when he does his big hit on Gnarlhorn again. So he just crit. Ooh, why are we out of sync? Ooh, we are out of sync. It failed. So, son of a gun. I need a higher blessing on Cold Heart. But I got a plan for this. Alright everyone, I just went through a whole lot of headache that I really didn't need to do. But before we get into that, let's just go ahead. You've seen the setup, but I'll show you again. Full auto, ×2, and let's see how long this sit there and takes. Of course, the Heartseeker's there. Gnarlhorn was A1. Paragon is going to keep Gnarlhorn unkillable. Reliquary Tender is going to keep us cleansed off. And the Cold Heart's going to do the damage. And Gnarlhorn is never going to weak hit, even though he has got Enfeeble on him. And this probably will take about 2 minutes thereabouts. Maybe a little longer, but you know, I mean, look, we are doing Shogun 25 with 5 rares. One of them's a level 50. He'll most likely be a level 60 here soon because I need to finish off the champ training event that's going on. Since I'm so close, I might as well get that Primal Shard. But it's another story for another day, so we're almost, we're two-thirds left with a minute, so yeah, probably about 2.5 minutes maybe. It's not super fast, but if you can get to this point, you can make it faster. I tried it with a Crizia. I saw a comp. I don't know how they made it that fast, but Royal Guard might help, but I doubt it. But you kind of need Ninja. Don't have Ninja, I'm sorry, I feel for you. I'm in the same boat when it comes to the Archer. But we're coming up on 2 minutes, and we got just a little over 1/3 of health left here. And everything is going smoothly to plan. And just repeating the cycle. So after the boss takes his 5th turn, I believe, that's when we get into actual sync there. But as you can see, it all works out. So here we go. We are definitely going to be doing this. Again, if you're going to use cold hearts just in here, you don't need any accuracy. But if you want to like use them in spider or something, then you'll want to put some on there. I don't know if a little more crit damage would help speed this up or not. But it is what it is. So coming up on 3 minutes here. One more Heartseeker and the boss is done. Unfortunately, don't think we have one more left. Hopefully after this one here. Nope. So close. You might be able to put Paragon or Gnawhorn in a Toxic set since they're a little bit slower and possibly speed this up a little bit, but there we go. Boom. 3 minutes, 13 seconds on the free to play. 5 rares, one of them at level 50, not even completely ascended at that as well. And Phantom Shogun 25 is down. Now, let me go show you real quick here. Okay, apologies here, but I wanted to make sure that we got most of these final builds so you guys can have the right information. Okay, I want to go over real quick. So let's just start with the slower cold heart. The slower cold heart here, 44k HP, not quite 1800 defense, 245 speed. Make sure you're over the 70% crit rate, and 255 crit damage. So if you can get to 40 and 1800, you should be good with cold hearts. And it's the same with Paragon, but Paragon's easier to get those stats. Skills real quick, fully booker. Definitely want to have the A2 fully booked if you're climbing the ranks, because every once on a blue moon you need to use it. Phantom Touch, or I want to say Hero Soul is probably the best masteries to choose. You will find out one you don't want to. Masteries, you may actually want to take Cycle of Magic here, so every now and then you can get back to that Heartseeker a little quicker, and that will help speed up the run. But nothing with turn meter manipulation in there. The big one really, get your crit rate, get your extra crit damage here with Flawless Execution, and get as close to Gnawhorn with your crit damage as possible without going over. So that's the slower at 245. The faster, you want to have the higher blessing on as well, but she's only faster by 2, so at 247. So we're not quite at 40k HP with her, but a little more defense at a little over 1900 there. Again, we hit the 70% mark, and we are at 270 crit damage. And Hero Soul, because I use her Spire as well, but she is fully booked. By this point, you should be able to fully book a rare. Moving on. Okay, Paragon, he went from 50 to 60. I needed to complete champ training there so I could get that primal shard since I was so close. So his stats have changed. He's up here at 52. Again, I think 40 will be enough for him. He's at 31 defense. Again, 2000 should be enough for him, and 175 speed. The rest of the stats don't matter. He has absolutely no masteries there, and you just need to make sure that his A2 is fully booked. And I went ahead and just chose Phantom Touch because little dinks and dunks there can help speed it up. So that is Paragon. Okay, let's get to where the problem child was. With as far as it failing, of course, not completely the problem child. Gnawhorn is now the problem child. I was thinking maybe just that caveat between 2 speed sets and 3 speed sets, like in Clan Boss, that little tenth of a speed difference there might be messing things up. And I burnt through a lot of silver upgrading stuff to get back to the right speeds, and it turns out that wasn't the problem. So this is definitely a final build for her. 70,000 HP, not quite 2,000 defense, 284 speed. Again, the rest of the stats do not matter. So she's got more than enough HP. The defense is fine there. I could go ahead and do her masteries there. I could give her a little more defense and, maybe give her blast proof here, or maybe give her a little extra healing when she does the healing. But you do not want turn meter manipulation here. And you definitely do not want Cycle Magic on your cleansers. You're timed here, so you want to make sure that you don't screw up the timing of when that cleanse happens. Other than that, do or don't with the masteries. Go ahead and fully book her, but again, all you really need is the A2 fully booked. Now, the problem I ran into and why you saw it fail on 25 was the blessing here. She has Phantom Touch, but if you go back and look, I had Survival Instinct, which partially fills his champion's turn meter when a debuff is placed. So when he puts Enfeeble and decreased defense at 5-star, I'm getting turn meter manipulation by 10%. That was throwing out the whole damn tune, and it took me quite a while to figure out that this was the cause of my frustration. Anyway, so don't choose that for any of your champs. Otherwise, this is now the final build for her. I'm not going to even upgrade the equipment because there's no point. Now, Gnarlhorn. Why is he my problem child? Well, first go over to the masteries. You don't really need to run much more than this. Again, you don't want any, it doesn't matter with Cycle and Magic, but you don't want any turn meter manipulation. You're only doing this A1 anyway for the final auto on the boss. So, again, Cycle and Magic's fine if you went that far. Fully booked. You're definitely going to need the A3 fully booked if you're climbing the ranks. Otherwise, you don't need any books whatsoever. Blessing, I just went with Phantom Touch because you're limited to honoraries anyway. Now, why is he the problem child? So I've tried to give him as much crit damage as possible. 183 speed, that hasn't changed. At 51k HP, that's probably enough, but the defense is still too low, and he can survive a crit from the boss, but not quite the very top end. I'm not sure at what point he's dying, but he does die, so this is not 100% just yet until I can get that defense up. But I'm down to like 1.5 million in coins, so I can barely even swap out one piece of gear. Otherwise, get him as high crit damage as possible. So once you beef that up, you will be fine. But I'm telling you, at these numbers right now, he can still get crit and die. If he dies on that first hit, your run is done. If he can survive the first hit, then you're fine. He'll be unkillable and targeted, so no big deal there. That's the caveat there with Gnarlhorn. Not completely 100% yet because I just can't quite reach the stats. I think I'm going to swap this out for a defense banner with some HP rolls here. And unfortunately, I want to get this to 6-star and better HP, but I don't have the rings. I don't know why. I'll have to go look and see if someone else has got one that I can steal from. But again, I don't have enough coin to do that any longer because free regearing is now over. There you go. Those are the champions and the final builds, with the exception of Gnarlhorn needs to be a little beefier. Now, since I changed the blessing on Coldheart, I did not run the entire gauntlet again. Not going to do it. A lot of energy and a lot of time on my part. I did run a few runs here, so we will show you there. One of them did fail. It's a blessing issue slash getting critted too much issue. So you can get through it. It did fail, and then we did go back and get through it. So you can get through all this. It might take more than one attempt every now and then, depending on where your blessing level is. But the problem is when he crits, he puts 5 up on his counter. If he crits again, it's another 5. And if you can't cleanse that back down far enough in time, all of a sudden those 5s, plus when he puts debuffs and you cleanse, and that adds 8, and then you weak hit or whatever, next thing you're up to 30, and boom, he annihilates your run. So I can't remember which skill it is, but if he hits you at over 20 on his counter there, his shade counter, you're done. And if you don't get it down low enough, I want to say on the other one, it's got to be below 10 at some point. And if not, instead of doing like A1, he'll go to a different skill, and then you'll be done again. So higher blessings, the better. We are at, again, the minimums here. All right, I will show you those reruns of a few floors there to show that it still works, even though we changed the blessing on Reliquary Tinder. Enjoy. Okay, we're about to clear stage 24. I changed back. Reliquary Tinder is actually 1 speed slower than she was earlier in the video, but since I changed that blessing, I wanted to see if it would affect anything. So if you follow the pattern, you'll be fine there. And this is stage 24. Okay, so you'll be fine at least on stage 24. So we did get through stage 24. So you're good there. Like I said, she's 1 speed slower, so there's at least a 1 speed range there, and she doesn't have that blessing for turn meter boost. Let's grab like stage 21, and let's confirm that this is going to work. So I will let you know if it works or fails. Okay, so it failed there. We did have a little bad RNG. We got like double crit, and it shot up the counter there higher, so that wasn't good. Hopefully you have a little higher blessings there. But let's see if like stage 17 is gonna work. Because we got through 24. You might have to do that stage again. Like I said, just because of bad RNG. You didn't see it because I am obviously fast forwarding through some of this stuff, but let's again see if stage 17 here will work, and maybe we'll get lucky and not get the crits. Okay, so stage 17, that seems fine there. Let's go back to 21, just to make sure there, and see if we can get through it. Maybe we'll get lucky with a little RNG and not get double crit, but see, like right there. So he went, notice the turn counter is still at 0. He did not crit me. I will try and point it out. Well, let's see here in a second. He's going to go here and just after Paragon. So he's still at 0, right? If he goes to 5, boom, he just crit me. So when he crits, it goes up by 5. You get a double crit, that's not good. So let's just see if we can get some RNG going our way here on this one. Okay, so we got through it there. We didn't get the crits like we did before there, and the only way to counteract that is have higher blessings than I have. Hopefully you're at 5 or 6 star with your cold heart, and I would say 4 across the board would be good. Maybe you only got 1 or 2 star with Marala, but Mithrala there. But if you got at least 4 stars across here, then you should be good as far as bringing that counter down when he crits you. So let's go do like stage 12. If we can do stage 12, I think we're good to go, even with the blessing change. I won't say it's 100% by any means, because I can't RNG when crits are going to happen like it didn't happen there. So let's just see how 12 goes, and if we get through it, then we're good to go. Okay, we got through it. Got a little scary there at the end there. because things kind of cross over and the tune fades out, and the counter kind of got up there, but we were able to do it there. So I'm pretty confident you can climb all the way up and clear through stage 24 with these numbers of these builds on these champions, and should be good to go there. So hope you enjoyed that. Hopefully it helps improve and gets you there to Phantom Shogun, and then you can just start farming 25 finally with 5 rares. Have a nice day.